everyone, I'm Anisha Singh. Welcome back to my channel, The Soul Speaks. This video is a video in my 365 Days in South America series, the trailer for which I launched last Saturday. So I'm following the route that I took in South America, and I've already made videos on some of the places, so I'm not going to repeat those places. So following that route, today I'm going to talk about Buenos Aires. Buenos Aires is the capital of Argentina. Is the top rated city in all of South America for its quality of life. Is also a city where 1/4 of the Argentina's population lives. That's what I've read. But I'm not a huge city person. If I can avoid cities, I would. But I wanted to go to Argentina for 3 big reasons. One, I had to get my Bolivia visa there. I had the visa for Chile and Peru, but I did not have the visa for Bolivia. So I needed to know whether I'm getting the visa for Bolivia or not to decide my route in South America. So one big reason was that. Second reason was I was in Iguazu before Buenos Aires and I had absolutely no idea where else can I go from Iguazu. So I wanted to go to Buenos Aires. Third reason, and also a very big reason, was I started full-time traveling in November 2016, and April of that year I had gone to Jaipur on a long weekend, and in my hostel I met a bunch of guys who were from Argentina and they are from Buenos Aires. So I wanted to meet them while I was in Argentina. We had kept in touch, and they were the only people I knew in all of South America. So I really wanted to meet them. And yeah, those were my 3 reasons to go to Buenos Aires. So I had very little expectations. I just wanted to catch up with my friends and get my visa thing done. But I was pleasantly surprised by what Buenos Aires had to offer. It has multiple cultural pockets within the city, much like all big cities. However, there are some common themes that run within the city, like their love for art. Art in the form of paintings, sculptures, architecture, and especially music and dance. Buenos Aires is known as the world capital of tango, and it's so evident, like this. You can see people doing tango while walking in the streets. It was especially popular in this neighborhood that I went to called La Boca, where you can see people doing tango in some of the cafes. There are some people dress up in the tango attire, and you can get a picture clicked with them for like $5. And the La Boca neighborhood itself is really beautiful. It has like brightly painted houses. It feels like walking in Phoebe's painting. If you remember the painting Gladys, it feels like the real version of Gladys. La Boca neighborhood is also popular for being the home of this football club, Junior Boca, I think. I'm really bad at football, please forgive me for this. Boca Juniors, I think. And it has a really popular stadium called La Bombonera. So if you're a football fan, this stadium is something that you can see. Definitely do check out the neighborhood. It was really beautiful. In terms of music, if you can, then I would strongly recommend that you try and stay with a local in Buenos Aires, because that makes it easier for you to experience the local music culture. Like the second day, I think my friends invited me to a party, and Buenos Aires or Argentina, I think, has a very unique party culture wherein They go to a friend's place, all their friends assemble, they have drinks, they have conversation, like a regular house party. However, that's their pre-party. Doing this for hours, sometime around, I think in my case it was around 1 a.m. We all moved to a club. So that's when the other part of the party begins. And it goes on until early in the morning, 4 a.m., 5 a.m. So that was a unique culture. But this party that I went to, they were playing EDM, and I'm not a huge fan. But I have terrible taste in music, so I can't trust my taste. But I do trust my friends' taste in music, and they also didn't like it. They felt so bad for me that they took it upon themselves to give me a better experience. And so Monday evening, they took me to another place, another music show, concert called La Bomba de Tiempo, and it was definitely one of my highlight experiences in Buenos Aires for sure. Amazing vibes at the place. The show itself was great. I loved everything about that show. So if you have time, please do go there. It's really cool. Some of the other places that I would definitely recommend anyone visiting Buenos Aires is La Recoleta Cemetery. If you've been to Kolkata's Park Street Cemetery, then quite similar, minus the, I would say, mystery around Park Street Cemetery. Because in Park Street Cemetery, it really feels like it's you can feel the spirits. Here, you don't. It's open between 7 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. So I would also recommend some of the other neighborhoods that are popular for different reasons, like San Telmo, which is very beautiful, has various bars, and Porto Madero is quite beautiful. Porto Madero has line of bars next to this old port, but definitely not for like broke backpackers like me. Drinks there were quite expensive, but a beautiful place. So if you do have money to spare, then go have a drink there, watch the sunset there. And then when you're in the center, I would definitely recommend sit and chill at Plaza de Mayo. So it's spelled Mayo. So in any other country it would be pronounced Mayo, but in Argentina it's Mayo. So spend some time at Plaza de Mayo. So I used to often sit there after lunch or when I didn't know where to go next, just to chill. It's a beautiful place, has a lot of stories around it, huge historical importance. That's apparently where the freedom revolution began, and it's also till today it's a place where a lot of like-minded people get together and do something about bringing about a change in their country. Like the last day that I was in Buenos Aires, this is where there was a protest happening to legalize marijuana for medical purposes. Peaceful protest, there was no gassing people, no arrests were being made, people were selling brownies, and this is right in the center. So that was a very good experience, seeing people freely express their opinions about the politics in the country, about the laws, doing something about changing those laws that they're not happy about. That was a good experience. I hope you get to experience that. Some of the other things that I would want to add here, like food. So if Argentina is famous for its barbecue, it's beef. I'm a vegetarian, so I had a really tough time finding food in Buenos Aires. One, it's super expensive. There was no street food, at least vegetarian street food that I could find. So what I would definitely recommend is, if you can carry food, do carry some sandwiches. For transport, it has multiple options. There is subte, there is the metro, there are buses. I use subte a lot because I was staying with my friends, and my friends stayed not in the center, so but it was very easily connected to the subte. So you have to get a card for Sukte, and do keep the card because that card would function in some of the other parts of Argentina as well. Not all, but some of the other, like Bariloche functions. So do save that card. I gave it away and then I had to buy another card in Bariloche. So that was my experience in Buenos Aires. I absolutely loved it, but that's also because I have friends there. So that makes a huge difference. My friends treated me like royalty and they took it upon themselves to give me the best of experiences in Buenos Aires, which makes a huge difference. And I felt so safe there. So I overall had a great experience, but I feel without having this advantage also, Buenos Aires is a city that would appeal to a lot of travelers because it has a lot to offer. Also a good place to break your journey because Argentina is huge and you need your places to break the journey. So do take a stop there. That's it. I hope you enjoyed the video and keep safe. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Happy weekend.